Welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires. Spawning in on the left-hand side of the map in the color teal. It's going to be Man with Hair playing as the Holy Roman Empire. Now, this is a Snooper Smurf. That's right, this is Snooper. Don't often cast many Snooper games, but here is Snoop, and we can see going to be opening up with the 2 on gold, or the 3 on gold, and using one of them there for the house. So, very standard stuff here. His opponent today spawning on the right-hand side of the map in the color orange. It's going to be... I don't even want to try saying that, but this is Salami. This is Salami's second... Oh, actually, no. This is his first account that he's renamed. Don't ask us to why he's done this. I have no clue either, but... Surprisingly here, not going to be going for any stone. He is playing as the Ottomans, and usually we do see quite a bit of military school action with the Ottomans. But not deciding to go for that today. I mean, it makes sense up against the Holy Roman Empire. You can't really inflict as much damage for several reasons. First of all, if you bring your spearmen over here and you try and do some damage, and I mean, it's a good gold spawn for Salami to put some damage on. But up against the Holy Roman Empire, they do have the prelate, and the prelate can very, very easily heal up the villagers. And if the spearmen try and siege down the house, for example, the town center radius does cover the house, but if they could siege down, you know, the mining camp or the house, luckily for the Holy Roman Empire, they've got emergency repairs, so it makes a lot of sense as to why Salami's not deciding to go for that approach, deciding to go for the faster age up instead. I mean, sometimes we do see people look to go for the early military school, even if they don't look to put pressure on. I mean, just getting a few spearmen out, you know, you can get like 3 before you, around the time you age up, so... You know, it's always nice to have those spearmen there, and they're free. So, yeah, surprisingly there, Salami not deciding to open for that military school, but I understand why, I understand. But we can see here, it looks like Salami is, actually, Snooper is going to be the first one to age up, needs to drop down that gold. Now, is he going to be going for the Archon Chapel? Of course. I mean, when are we going to be seeing the Minework Palace? Let's be honest. Never. But yeah, Archon Chapel here, very nice position. I mean, you got the berries. You don't need to build a mill on the berries there. You get the gold. You get the wood line. You get the sheep. Very, very nice Archon Chapel. We can see you can actually push in the deer as well. You can get them under here and save another mill there as well. So, very nice here for Snooper. He's going to be moving out onto the stone as well now. So, is this going to be a 2-town center play as the Holy Roman Empire? It's something that we've been seeing a lot more recently. The fast castle not as effective as it once was, especially with the relics nerfs that we had in season 3. You can see they're going to be rallying out villagers onto that stone quite heavily on the wood as well. So going to be going for 2 TCs. We're going to have to see where he decides to place that town center. Maybe looks to go up here possibly. We're going to have to see. But Salami going to be aging up as well. Going to be the twin minaret madras. Interesting positioning here. I mean, usually we see players look to place it exactly where this house is, so it's right next to that town center. Or if they don't do that, it's usually right next to the berry patch. It saves a mill, so you just have the immediate drop-off positioning. So very surprising there from Salami. You can see you got 5 villagers on that landmark there. Both going to be aging up at around the same time, as Snooper does only have the 3 villagers on that Archon Chapel. So how's Salami going to look to play this? Does he look to play it out in age 2, or does he look to go for a bit of a fast castle? Because it could possibly work up against what Snoop is doing here, going for the second town center. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. And we can see Salami is actually going to be the first one to age up. Those 5 villagers are going to be going over onto that first berry patch, I would suspect. Yeah, there they go. Second house going to be built for Salami as well. So still going quite heavy on the gold. I feel like this has got to be a second town center play, not second town, a fast castle play coming out from Salami. I mean, still very heavy on the food, very heavy on the gold, and we can see Snooper's scout is here. So, yeah, I think that's going to be the case. We can see Salami is going to be moving 1 villager out onto the wood as well. So we'll have to see. We can stay over here for Snooper. Not going to be too far away from being able to place down that second town center. He's got the wood. Only about 100 stone away, and he should get that any second now with those 9 villagers on the stone. Prelate sitting happily inside of that Archon Chapel as well. Maybe you could have built this Archon Chapel a little bit closer to the wood line. But yeah, at least you do secure up that gold nicely. But all 6 villagers going to be moving out now. Going to be going for that second town center on the gold mine here. So really looking to make sure that this gold mine is nice and safe. But something to bear in mind is that if villagers are gathering from the gold here, some of them might not be in range of the Archon Chapel. So you got to be careful there. If villagers start to drop it off at the town center, they might become out of the radius. So you just got to be a little bit wary there. Now we see Snooper actually dropping down a couple outposts. Interesting positioning on this outpost here. It looks like he wants to just try and make sure he's got the berries nice and safe, and a farm coming down for him as well. And Salami being a real pain here. I like what he's doing. He's just splitting up the deer, going to be killing them. So make sure Snooper can't push them underneath this Archon Chapel. And it looks like Snooper is struggling a little bit on the food. I mean, this is a very early farm. Look how early on in the game we are, and he's already dropped down one of those farms. I mean, this is... I mean, with this scout, you could have pushed in these deer, you know, nice and close to this town center. It doesn't have to be next to the Archon Chapel. Could just be next to this town center. But Salami is going to be splitting these all up. So, unfortunately, Snooper's not going to be able to do that. But we see Salami is going to be going for that fast castle. He's got enough gold. 600 gold is in the bank. 300 food away, but he shouldn't be too far off. We can see 17 villagers right now on that food. So he should be getting that any second now. He's also got some... he's probably cancelled one of those villagers. You get there a little bit faster. And a second farm out of Snooper. Just super early farms. We can see he's on the berries as well. So Snooper really struggling for the food. I really feel like these deer could have been really beneficial for him if he pushed them in. Going to be bringing back 2 sheep with that scout. So that's going to be an extra 500 food. And Salami, what is this? What is this? The Istanbul Imperial Palace? You know, I don't think we've seen this landmark since, like, you know, one of the very first Ottoman casted games. Okay, this is really interesting. So Salami not putting on any early pressure here, and deciding to go for a fast castle with the Istanbul Imperial Palace. So for those that don't know what this does, we can have a read here. It says, double the Imperial Council experience around the landmark and increases the Vizier point limit by +2. So I do believe the cap is 5 with the amount of Viziers that you can get. So this basically increases the amount of Viziers that you can select. There's a cap on it. But it also increases the amount of experience that your production buildings produce around it. So I wonder what Salami's going to be doing with that. It's obviously going to be... It's got to be heavy military schools. It's got to be, because we can see his first Vizier does actually come in. It's going to be the 2 imams. And this is actually so smart. He's going to be clicking up. He's got the 2 imams, and he's going to start picking up the relics as well. But I feel like it's going to be very heavy with the military schools as well with this build, because a lot of the Vizier points are to do with the military schools. Obviously, the +1 military school, +25% production speed on the military schools, being able to produce knights and janissaries from military schools. So I feel like that is going to be the play from Salami. Maybe not immediately, as you can see, dropping down that stable first, but I think that is going to be the case, and we can see quite a large range on this landmark, so he's going to be able to fit lots of production around here. And Salami going to be moving back out onto the gold. I would assume for some knights. Yeah, we can see knights going to start to be produced. These imams going to be bringing in lots of relics. And this might be a bit of a problem for Snooper. I mean, we can see he's macroing for that age up at this point in time. And I've just realized these two, we can actually flip this around at the top. Hopefully that makes it a little bit easier to keep track of who is who. But Snooper, he's going to be in a little bit of an issue if he decides to age up with the regnants, because we can see 2 relics have already been captured up. Sacred Site going to be captured as well, and knights are starting to make their way to the battlefield. So Snooper recognizes this, and look at this, we've got the Burgrave coming out from, and it makes a lot more sense when you've gone for 2 TCs. It's something we've been seeing a lot more with the Burgrave. 2 TCs, you've got the economy. You don't exactly need as much of a gold heavy income from the regnants relics. So Burgrave is going to be the play. I'm going to have to see if Snooper can look to have a good timing here with this landmark. You can see the knight is going to be taking out that scout if it's not careful. Villager's going to be hopping inside of the town center. Salami really wants to take out that scout. And what was that? What was that hit? that looked a little bit crazy right there, but that scout is going to be going down. Quite a bit of damage does go off onto that knight. Another Vizier comes in. We can see how quickly those Viziers are coming in. What does he look to go for? We can see relic's going to be dropped off over here at the mosque. More imams going to be made. As soon as Snooper ages up, he can ungarrison this prelate and look to pick up these 2 relics. He can plop them inside of these outposts. We're gonna have to see if that's what he looks to do, but we can see Burgrave is up, and now he's going to be massing spearmen. Makes a lot of sense when you're up against Salami's knights. Another blacksmith going to be dropped down. Military schools starting to make their appearance now as well. Salami still looking to pick up all of those relics. You can see Salami just looking to try and keep an eye on what's going on over here. Spearman going to be taking out Salami's scout. Denies a bit of vision for him. But I mean, these farms are definitely going to be delaying Snooper a little bit. I mean, everything just feels a little bit late because of these. And I mean, I really feel like it comes down to these deer. But the spearmen numbers looking pretty decent. We can see more and more are coming out of the Burgrave. This Burgrave acts as 5 barracks. So these guys come out crazy fast. We see 3 seconds there. And it looks like Snooper's going to be able to get himself a couple relics here. It's going to be a close one, actually. Yeah, I think this one's going to be going over to Salami. Unless we've got a product coming out right now. Yeah, that's definitely going to be going over to Salami. So 4 relics in the bag for Salami. Going to be really, really nice. And now we see, look at all the military schools. So that second Vizier was used on the +1 military school. Couple villagers are going to get picked. Only the 1 villager picked off there. Nice pick by Salami. We can see Snooper is 11 vills ahead at this point in time. It's looking pretty decent there, but Salami, obviously, he's looking to put on some pressure now. And he's got lots of relics in the bank. Also got 2 sacred sites. So at the moment, it's 500 gold a minute. And when he garrisons up this relic as well, that'll be a juicy 600. And it might even be 700 with this sacred site as well. Snooper looking to move out now with the spearman. Looks to probably cap this sacred site first. Going to be splitting them up. Denying a little bit of gold income there from Salami. So it looks like the composition from Salami today is going to be the classic knight plus crossbow. Really, really good composition up against the Holy Roman Empire. But lots of spearmen coming out from Snooper. So maybe Salami wants to add in a couple archers as well. We can actually see, there we go. We do actually have some archers being added in now as well. The Istanbul Observatory covering all of these military schools right now. And these bad boys are going to be starting to be produced super, super quickly as more of these Viziers come in as well. Imam going to be pushed back. All 3 sacred sites are going to be capped. And it looks like Snoop is going to be capturing these for his own. Knight going to be taken out there for Salami. The next Vizier does come in. Salami needs to be careful there with his Imam. And it looks like he wants to push Snooper off of this sacred site. We can see got quite a large mass of archers and crossbow there. And unfortunately for Snooper, got nothing to deal with that for the time being. We can see finally adding in some stables. Going to be, I would expect for the horsemen. Definitely don't want to be going up against knights with crossbow plus knights. And we got the meta out as well. Not exactly sure if this has come from the... okay, so this meta has not come from the Vizier, as it does not have the movement speed. So he's just trained this one out of the stable, I would suspect. But it's going to be giving that +15 attack speed, which is going to be really, really handy. So not too many knights being added in for Salami. Only got the 3 at the moment, but yeah, you definitely don't want to be adding in too many knights when you're up against spearmen and landsknechts. Landsknechts being added in now for Snooper as well, and that's a hefty investment for only having 1 normal relic in the bank. That's a hefty investment, and we can see Snooper's gold spawn's really not the best here. He's got this 1 gold, and once this runs out, his closest one's going to be over to the right here, or the one at the front of the base. And this could be a big issue for Snooper, because Salami currently has the map control. We can see he's everywhere right now on the map. I'm surprised he hasn't actually started to capture... I take that back. He is capturing up the sacred site once again. Can look to capture that northern one as well. But the production right now for Salami looking absolutely crazy. And the Vizier point, the next Vizier point has been spent on being able to produce knights. And we can see there, it takes less than 2 minutes to produce a knight from each one of these military schools. So that's a knight every half a minute from these schools. That is crazy, crazy stuff right there. I mean, the amount of value you get there, it's like each one of these military schools is... How much would that be? So, I'm trying to do the maths here. So how much? So knights cost 240 resources each. It takes 2 minutes, let's say. I'm not sure the exact time. It's around 2 minutes, but it's around 120 resources a minute each one of these brings in. That's pretty crazy stuff, especially when you start to add in the fact he's got all the relics, he's got the sacred sites. Salami isn't actually that far behind in villagers. Sure, Snooper's got the villager advantage, but Salami's really got the production advantage and the military advantage right now. And the next Vizier point comes in. It's just Vizier point after Vizier point. This landmark is actually pretty decent, you know? I think this works really well in the fast castle. I really like what Salami's done here. And this is usually a Holy Roman Empire favored matchup. Because of what we discussed at the beginning, where it's really hard for players to harass the Holy Roman Empire with early spearmen. And then the composition that the Holy Roman Empire can go for works really well. I mean, they capture up the relics. They can go very heavy on the knights, very heavy on the landsknechts and spearmen. And it's very tricky for the Ottoman to hold it. But Salami going for the fast castle seemed to have worked really well here. And we see he's continuing to make imams as well. As he did go for that imam vizier right at the beginning. Does give the AoE healing as well. So makes a lot of sense to be massing some of these up. And we can see lots and lots of knights coming out now. And it looks like Salami wants to start to push forward. The second town center is going to be under some pressure. And we can see all of Snooper's gold villagers over on the right-hand side here. I'm surprised Salami hasn't scouted this out, because this could be absolutely huge. But 3 rounds going to be starting to target down that town center. We do have the sprinkled emplacement and fortifications through on this outpost. It's going to be a super strong outpost there. It's got the relic inside as well. It's going to be able to do lots of damage to any units that are nearby. Not going to be doing too much damage to the rams, and we see emergency repairs coming through on this town center. Snooper going to be pushing forward here with a spearman on landsknechts. But I mean, he's going to be losing a lot here. So many archers and crossbows here. Salami can just kite back, but a huge massive horseman coming in for the wraparound. We're going to have to see how this does for him, because we've got the imams in here as well. We can see how much healing they're doing. They're just keeping these knights alive. Really good micro there by Salami with the imams, but I don't think he's got enough here. We can see here the landsknechts just doing so much damage, and once the landsknechts are in, Salami needs to target down these landsknechts. Luckily for him, Snooper wasn't really paying attention to them, and they were targeting down the rams for quite a while there. And the imams, we can just see the AoE healing coming through as well. It looks like a really good fight there for Salami, managing to keep the majority of his infantry alive. Unfortunately, did lose a load of value from those knights, but Snooper going to be losing his second town center now. And that's when Salami can really start to catch up, and Snooper still having to make farm transitions as well. We can see Salami just everywhere on the map right now, extracting all of the resources. He's got the twin minaret madras, he's on the berries, he's on the deer. Snooper right now is having to make a farm transition, and that is not what you want to be doing right now when you're under this much pressure. Another Vizier comes in. I mean, at this point, he could... Yeah, there it is. There it is. I was just about to say, Janissaries. At this point, Janissaries are huge. Snooper is massing up horsemen. Janissaries are perfect in this position. I mean, this is such a big brain strategy from Salami going with this landmark. I love this so much in this matchup. We got more archers and janissaries being made in the actual archery ranges now as well. It's just a mix of everything here. Mix of archers, mix of crossbow, mix of janissaries. More rams are on the battlefield now as well. I mean, Salami doesn't need the Mohammed Imperial Armory. He's got rams. That's all he needs. He's got Imperial... He's got janissaries here. Like, oh, this is so smart out of Salami. Mangonel is out in the field though for Snooper. His outpost is going to be going down. We can see how much damage there the Springle does. But yeah, it's going to be going down there, and that's more gold income gone for Snooper. As Mangonel is going to have to do some real damage here, and we can see Salami going to be picking up the relic, going to be going for a Wallaloy here. Oh, almost could have been some huge damage there, but we can see the imams is going to be healing them all up, and Salami's got a huge massive knights right here. Huge shot coming out there though for Snooper. The Mangonel is going to be going down, and unfortunately didn't manage to kill any units here whatsoever. Did damage them all, but the area of effect healing just so huge, and GG is going to get called. Snooper going to be tapping out. Salami takes the win. Wow, what a build out of Salami. So this landmark might actually be good in some certain situations. I really like what Salami did here. So if you did enjoy this casted game, then please do feel free to leave a like. God, I can't speak for a second there. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.